My name's Rachel, and if you've ever heard of haunted video games, you know the kind of trouble I get into. I'm the girl who tracks them down, chasing rumors and urban legends whenever I can. It's not just a hobby anymore, it's practically a calling. My boyfriend Brandon is the one who got me into this, believe it or not. After what happened with the Super Mario Bros. 3 debacle, where, yes, I literally got trapped inside a haunted cartridge, my life hasn't really been normal. Brandon saved me that time, but he was still shaken, and I think in some warped way, the incident made me hungry for more. Maybe I'm searching for answers, or maybe I just can't let go of the adrenaline. This time, I heard about a tiny, fog-drenched town a few hours away. Word was, someone had thrown out a Pokémon cartridge, just left it in a trash bin behind a crumbling old game shop. It wasn't subtle, and that set off alarms in my head. I packed my bag, checked my Game Boy twice, and left Brandon behind. He waved me off, his eyes a mix of worry and pride. I promised I'd call every hour. I never did. The town was almost a ghost story itself, old brick buildings, sagging porches, and an air that felt like it belonged in October, even though it was June. I started my search in the alleys, picking through garbage with gloved hands until I found it, a battered cartridge, faded lettering spelling out Pokémon and the curse of Lavender Town. My heart skipped a beat. I'd heard the Lavender Town theme as a kid, the one they said drove people mad. The name alone gave me chills. I ducked into my car, locked the doors, and slid the cartridge into my Game Boy. I half expected the screen to flicker or for some banshee howl to blast through the speakers. But the game was unremarkable. Short, oddly bland. No glitched sprites, no unsettling music, not even a single jump scare. For a second, I felt almost embarrassed by how hyped I'd been. Great, a bust, I muttered, tossing the Game Boy onto the passenger seat. But as I left town, the real weirdness began. I spotted a wooden sign by the road, Lavender Town, arrow pointing to a narrow turnoff. My curiosity got the better of me, my greatest strength and worst flaw, and I took the detour, tires crunching over gravel. The town I entered was almost a mirror of the one from the game, mist clinging to the ground, rooftops slouching under the weight of secrets. The air was thick with nostalgia and something else, something electric. Then I saw them. Pokémon, real Pokémon, moving through the shadows. A ghastly floated by, wisps of purple fog trailing behind. A Cubone scurried past a mailbox, clutching its bone tight. For a moment, I forgot to breathe. The rules of the world had changed, and I was standing at the center of it. Was this the curse? Did playing that cartridge rip open some portal, letting this place bleed into mine? I felt giddy and terrified all at once. Before I could process it, a voice sounded behind me, familiar, yet wrong. So, you want to catch 'em all, don't ya? I turned, half expecting some local kid. Instead, it was Ash Ketchum, as if he'd stepped right out of my childhood TV. Pikachu sat on his shoulder, but Ash's eyes were hollow voids with pinpricks of crimson light swirling in the darkness. The sight paralyzed me. I'd faced ghosts before, but this was different, this was a memory made monstrous. Ash grinned a jagged, impossible smile, and tossed a handful of Pokeballs. They cracked open, spewing out Pokémon twisted by nightmare logic, Charizard with wings of bone and seeping wounds, Jigglypuff with a mouth full of fangs, Jengar leaking black ichor. They circled me, their bodies tense and hungry. I don't even have any Pokémon, I shouted, panic rising. That's when something heavy formed in my palm, a Pokeball, cold and metallic. I barely thought as I hurled it, praying for luck. A flash of light, and there she was, Gardevoir, elegant and ethereal, my favorite psychic type. She hovered protectively in front of me, eyes glowing with fierce resolve. The battle was chaos. Gardevoir unleashed a psychic wave that made the twisted Pokémon convulse, shrieking in agony. But they regrouped, and then, impossibly, they all produced knives, real, gleaming blades clutched in claws and paws. The air filled with the metallic scent of blood and terror. What the fuck? I managed, the world spinning. They attacked in a frenzy. Gardevoir fought valiantly, warping minds and throwing up shimmering barriers, but she was outnumbered. The blades pierced her, again and again, her cries echoing in my skull. I screamed, rage boiling over as she fell to the ground, her form flickering like a dying star. Something broke inside me. I snatched a knife from her fallen form, adrenaline fueling my senses. The Pokémon lunged, but I was faster, slicing through them, their bodies dissolving into smoke and shadow. Each strike felt like vengeance, red heat pulsing behind my eyes. Ash watched, his confidence turning to terror, his monstrous teen crumbling. I barely noticed when my voice changed, guttural and raw, as I cut through the last of them. Ash staggered back, pleading in that warped, demonic voice. But I didn't hesitate. With one swing, I severed his head, his cap tumbling off, Pikachu vanishing with a crackle of static. Ash's body collapsed, and silence returned, thick and suffocating. I stood there, panting, Ash's head dangling from my hand. Now what do I do with this? I wondered aloud, half delirious. I shoved it into my backpack, the weight oddly comforting. Brandon would appreciate the proof, I thought. Maybe he'd finally believe everything I'd seen. But when I returned home, something was wrong. The lights were on, but Brandon was gone. His shoes by the door, his phone on the table, but no sign of him. On the living room rug, an old, battered Sonic the Hedgehog cartridge lay next to the Sega Genesis, the TV flickering with static. Across the screen, in blood-red letters, it read, "Help." My heart pounded. It was happening again, and this time, Brandon was the one trapped inside a nightmare. I realized then that these haunted games weren't just stories, they were invitations, traps laid out for anyone reckless enough to pick them up. And if I wanted to save Brandon, I'd have to step through the screen and face whatever horrors waited in the next world. As I reached for the controller, Ash's head seemed to whisper in my bag, his voice echoing from the abyss, "Game on, Rachel." And I knew, deep down, the real adventure was just beginning.